Okay, this is out of Fox, of course, but this is real. It's not fake. So this is by Michelle Gant. And so a racist Missouri security guard was fired after allegedly ordering a martini that he called the Trayvon Martini from a bar. And so tender at the Buzzard Beach claims that a local security guard tried to order a Trayvon Martini, referencing the teenager Trayvon Martin, the unarmed black teenager who was shot and killed in 2012. So the racism is real. It is real and happening. I don't care what nobody says. And I don't really believe that it really will go away because it has gotten to the point where people are brazen and emboldened. Anytime you have a security guard on his job, he's going to order the Trayvon, what he calls it, a Trayvon Martini. I don't care if he got off work or whatever, still. He was must have been in his uniform and they knew who he was. For him to be that bold and brazen to do something like that. So a Missouri security guard has been fired after a bartender accused him of being racist and trying to order a Trayvon Martini, referencing the Trayvon Martin, the unarmed black teenager who was shot and killed in 2012. So Kansas City Buzzard Beach bartender, a low bar, Bandaloop, posted about the encounter with Mike Dargy on social media. So as a bartender, I'm asked to make 1,001 different types of drinks. And never once has any drink like this crossed till last week. So Bandaloop wrote Monday in the now viral Facebook post. Dargy, a former Olaf police officer and local security guard employed by Chelsea Brown International, allegedly went to the Buzzard Beach and tried to order this drink from the Bandaloop. So it goes on to say, when he noticed the shock on my face, he said, wow, he decided to tell me the recipe. So there is a drink with that name. And so people are so brazen that they ordered a drink in the name of this teenager who was killed in 2012. So racism is real. I don't care what nobody says. And it is ignorant in the face of everyone. It is no escaping it. Anybody sitting up there talking about racism is too much. Oh, I don't want any people go talk about racism. It's not happening. They keep talking about, yeah, because look what's happening. So one shot of vodka. This is the thing here. One shot of vodka, watermelon juice. Oh, that is deep. That is really racist right there. Think about it. Watermelon juice. And it only takes one shot because it only takes one shot. Get it? That is so jacked up. That is jacked up. One shot to put him down, Vandaloop claims. That's the drink, y'all. So apparently, I don't know if any of the other black people got this memo on this drink that these racist white folks got going around, but it's called the Trayvon Martini. This is so messed up. And so they celebrate the killing and the murdering of this teenager by drinking this drink. Obviously, that's where it came from. It had to. And for him to be so brazen to want to order something like that. Whew. So Trayvon Martin was the unarmed teenager. This is him here, who was shot and killed in Florida in 2012 on that Stand Your Ground. The same thing that's getting Rechka in the hot seat for killing a father who was trying to protect his girlfriend. So, outraged by the situation, Vanderloop said he refused to serve Dargy, but the entire situation didn't sit well with him. So, herein lies the big problem. He's paid by the neighborhood to walk around with a pistol and police the area. Can you imagine that? Now, that's the troubling thing. He's a security guard and he orders a drink like this. He's supposed to be security protecting people. Do you feel secure about somebody like that? Heck no, because he probably would do a Zimmerman thing. Only thing is he could say he is security. That's the crazy part about it. It's sad, but this is a huge issue with me. He says, "Who can trust this man in any interaction with African Americans?" I agree with that one. So how can this man make sure that any mixed cultures are secure here? He's asking that question, which is a good question. Vanderloop wrote. So he said he contacted Dargy's employer. Now, whoever this guy was that went out of his way to do this, hats off to him. I don't care what background he's from. He recognizes there is a problem with this and that he actually probably potentially saved the lives of some innocent African American that would come in contact with this loon. So somebody else would have ended up getting killed for no reason at all. So whoever this guy is, that hats off to him because he saw the problem and he hurried up and jumped on it before it became something that we see in the news, somebody else getting killed or gunned down instantly simply because of the color of their skin. But it goes on to read, it says that he said he contacted the employer of this security guard by the name of Dargy, but was brushed him off. So they didn't even care. So he also encouraged others to reach out to the security company to complain, and rightfully so. So, but what area are we talking about? So it says the Westport Regional Business League, which subcontracts with Chelsea Brown's International, told Kansas City Star that the allegation is currently under investigation by the security company, which has already put its employee in question on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation. Now, he hasn't physically hurt anybody, so he might be probably as much as suspended, maybe not even that, because he hasn't actually physically created any harm to anyone yet. But that is potentially dangerous in and of itself because it leaves him, if he's still got a job and he's still employed with these people and he's still doing this, and if somebody does happen to come in contact with him, they're in a lot of trouble. So Chelsea Brown International released the following statement on Fox 4 News on the matter. So Chelsea Brown International, an Atlanta-based security service firm, it's the South, should we be surprised, was made aware of allegations surrounding the alleged racist remarks made by an off-duty. They said he was off-duty. That's the other thing, because I mentioned that. I said, well, even if he was off-duty, still he had no business doing that. So it said he was off-duty public safety officer to a bartender in the Westport community. So that may have merit as to why they won't completely fire him. They may not completely fire him because he didn't kill anybody. And if they say he was off-duty, then he's not on the job's time, But if he's wearing the uniform, that raises suspicion. Like, oh my God, he's got a gun, he's carrying a pistol. Don't be African American around that security guard. But anyway, it says the officer to the bartender in Westport community. So it goes on to say that once this information was brought to their attention, we opened an internal investigation, which led to the suspension. So they suspended it and the removal of the employee from the property. Okay. So while the investigation continues and remains active, the officer's employment with Chelsea Brown has ended. So they suspended him and then they went on to fire him, because they probably thought about it and they said, wait a minute, this might not be good, because he is walking around with a pistol. And if he's doing this and he's that bold and brazen to say, I want a martini, and then the way he described the ingredients, it's a problem. And he could possibly potentially put somebody's life at risk, and it could be another fatality, and we'll be seeing that on the news. So they had to cut him loose. But you know what? I would be surprised if somebody else, some other security place, hires him somewhere else. Well, we shall see. I feel sorry for whoever comes in contact with him. So that is just one part of it. But if he got a job being a security officer, then he has like probably one of those guard cards, and he probably has a license where he can carry a firearm. So it's still not, doesn't completely take him off the hook, except that job doesn't have to be held accountable for his actions. You know, they don't have to be sued, and they don't have to come in the mix if he does create harm, bodily harm to somebody innocent. So it says Chelsea Brown International has no tolerance for hate, bigotry, and prejudice. So the company embraces diversity and inclusiveness, or inclusion rather, as one of its core values. So April of 2018, our entire Westport public safety team underwent cultural sensitivity training. So we plan to reevaluate and refine at the training program when we re-educate our officers throughout our entire organization, because even though they're security and they're not police officers, they're doing the work of law enforcement. So, you know, there's been a lot of stuff in the news about police brutality. So that includes security officers as well. So this will better ensure complete understanding and the seriousness of these type of behaviors. And so we value the community of Westport and are extremely thankful that this was brought to our attention. So we want to make it clear that these types of actions in no way represent the principles of Chelsea Brown International, which is good. I'm glad that they, recognize that. And so we hope that our quick response to this situation shows our commitment to the Westport community, of course. And two, no job wants to be sued and in court behind somebody's personal bias and bad choice in decision making when they apprehend somebody, especially if the person didn't do nothing, So that's probably another big reason, because people, these companies are starting to be on it because they don't want to be sued. They don't want to be held accountable. Look what's happening right now with the thing that happened. Even though this is a little bit different, this is not a race thing. It's more like a terrorism thing. What happened in Vegas, that Mandalay Bay, that, all those people, they wanted to sue that hotel. And now the hotel's turn around and wants to sue those people because they say you can't sue us. So companies, these places, establishments, they protect themselves now. They don't want to be sued. Schools do the same thing. Like if something happened with these kids, it takes a while before they find out something happens. But when they do, they try to hurry up and get that person out of there because they don't want to be sued. And the same thing goes for these bars, these restaurants, all these establishments. If you out there creating some problems, they're gonna put you out there. You're gonna be on your own because they don't want to put their name off in it. They don't want you dragging their name in it so they can get a lawsuit. And so that's the way it works. It's like that everywhere. I don't know of any place that isn't like that where they stand behind the killer. They don't do that. They're like, if you did that, you on your own, buddy. We didn't tell you to go out there and do that. We didn't tell you to do that. We fired you or we suspended you. We out of that. So anyway, this is sad, but this tells you right here. Earlier, I did a video where, a woman was talking about, she's not a racist and all this kind of stuff. She hired a lawyer and all this stuff. She threw coffee on the dude. Workers trying to come do some work. She claiming she not a racist. And then the lawyer gonna say, "Oh, I don't know why people are talking about racism. Cause look right here. Look at this. When he noticed the shock on my face, he decided to tell me the recipe. The recipe, a martini drink with this boy who was gunned down in 2012. Listen to this. 1 shot of vodka, watermelon juice, and it takes only 1 shot because it only takes 1 shot to put him down. And the lawyer, actually, that guy in the other video, he gonna sit up there on the news talking about why is everybody talking about racism? It's because of this stuff right here. That's why. Haven't you watched what's going on? See, when people say stuff like that, see, they trying to dip back into that little attitude of, well, racism happened a long time ago. That's BS. It's happening all around us. It's happening everywhere. Every day, somebody is being attacked, murdered, brutalized, accused of something they didn't do, and it all ends up being behind something like this, some racism. And you have this guy right here. He's supposed to be carrying a pistol. He's supposed to be protecting people, yet he ordering drinks like this. So don't tell me there ain't no racism, because it is. It is. Anytime somebody can throw hot coffee on somebody and then talk about, I didn't know that was assault. I bet you if somebody had to throw some hot coffee on them, they would have said, oh, you assaulted me. You need to arrest these people. Look at this guy right here. You know, if he's not alive, why would you make a drink like this? Watermelon juice? Come on, folks. If that ain't racism, I don't know what is. Well, anyway, I'm gonna let this video go, but this is raw and wrong and totally disrespectful. But anyway, this is the title right here, and this is the bar where this guy was at, where he ordered the drink, or he was going to order the drink because the guy, he refused to make it. But if he was able to come up with a recipe, he's ordered this drink before somewhere, and somebody created this, and they've been doing this. But anyway, this is sad. So I'm going to end this video, and this is it here.